Mischief Castle Rebirth!
Oh, God. Remember the last one?
No.
Pass. September.
Was passed from that podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
I have all the bits memorized, so
Yeah.
we talked about DEI in video games. We
No
talked
way.
about Michael Jackson and Sabrina Carpenter in The Weekend.
Holy shit.
We said pass.
Oh.
I walked many miles.
I was on that podcast.
And I talked about my breakup, and you don't remember any of it.
No, I thought it was a podcast I listened to.
That was a great thing to say to your friend who you've done a podcast with for
I don't remember being there, but I
years.
remember the things. That's the weirdest thing.
And then, you know what's crazy is I sent it to you when it was done.
Yeah.
And I said, this would be great to listen to while you're doing your things that you told me you were doing. And then you just said that you didn't listen to it.
No.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't.
That's awesome. So I guess this is just for me.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. So, I've added some stuff to the movie list.
Oh, my goodness. Are the check marks all the stuff we watched?
Mostly.
Okay.
Mostly. What did we not watch that is checked off? I added 7 Days in Hell. You ever heard of that?
I feel like I've heard of it. Don't know anything.
It is a mockumentary starring Andy Samberg and Kit Harington, who's the guy who played Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. And they were playing a fictional tennis match against each other that, because of some back end or off the books kind of like secret rules of like a tennis tournament, and it ended up lasting 7 straight days until they both died during the tennis match. It's really funny.
Holy shit.
I watched it with my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend, and so I have it checked off here, but I thought this would be funny if we ever watched anything again. Pacific Rim 1, because I talk about it all the time. Prometheus, I think we talked about it. Inception. Oh, I did watch Inception, so I have to check that out.
Was it your first time?
It was my first time.
What'd you think?
That movie is really cool on a conceptual level. I can imagine if it was a book, I would have liked it to read.
Ooh, in a book, yeah. A while, so.
They say dream way too many times. They don't find any variances for the noun at all. They say dream and sleep and like some variant of the word drug, like over and over and over. It's literally every sentence. And the script or the scene setting of the movie moves so fast between, like the introduction of a concept and then the introduction of a character and then the exploration of it, and then they move on to like a plan, and then Tom Hardy's here, and then they're doing a chase. The whole movie just moves really fast until the main plot happens in the final act. That they keep repeating all the same words over and over again. It's so insufferable.
I almost never remember the third act of the movie.
The third act is definitely the best. It's really impactful and suspenseful. And also, I know the movie's really famous, and I know Leo DiCaprio's part from it. I didn't know how star-studded that fucking cast was. When's the last time you saw Inception?
5 years ago.
Do you remember the cast for it?
Not really, no.
I remember it off the top of my head. Let's go. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Big one.
Tom Hardy. Venom!
He's Bane, okay?
He is Bane.
He's Bane.
Ken Watanabe. Japanese man.
Okay.
Let Them Fight Godzilla.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Ellen Page. Rest in peace.
Ellen Page, rest in peace.
Some Indian guy. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the Lancer. And Cillian Murphy. Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah, I remember him now. Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He's the antagonist / deuteragonist who ends up becoming who they have to trick into 4 levels of consciousness deep.
It's a Nolan movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense. Every one of his movies.
It's Dream Tenet.
I went to see Oppenheimer and fucking Robert Downey Jr. pops up. Mark Ruffalo. I'm like, what? Matt Damon.
I still have not seen Oppenheimer or Barbie.
Oppenheimer, I'm willing to bet Barbie's better. I didn't like Oppenheimer too much.
Have you seen Split?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, we're halfway through the movie list. I got some stuff here. Oh, speaking of movies and casting, this is the first thing I want to get off my list here. Nolan. Also, speaking of Nolan, He's doing the Odyssey, like the Greek parable, the Odyssey.
Oh shit.
And that's incredible because 1, no film adaptations. 2, Christopher Nolan. 3,
How's he gonna
that
do
movie features the Cyclops, and Christopher Nolan is famously against CGI. So
They're gonna find a real Cyclops.
what the fuck, man? But the reason I wrote that down is because the casting is you just got to see this. Hold on, Christopher Nolan,
Chris Stuckman.
The Odyssey cast. The Odyssey 2026.
Oh shit! It's already. There's no trailer out yet, right?
Oh no,
It's
this
just
is
announced.
still in development.
Damn. I remember reading the Odyssey, right?
Yep.
Like years ago. Kinda remember it. He goes on a whole Odyssey to come back to his family.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Odysseus does.
Odysseus.
After
yeah.
the Trojan War.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
he leaves Achilles at the end of the Trojan War after
Doesn't he have
the
to
Trojan
prove that he's
horse.
him or something like
Yes.
that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I vaguely remember it.
I would encourage you to actually read the Odyssey.
Might listen to it.
Hold on. Okay, I'll put a pin in that because that brings me to another thing. But there's 8 announced cast members for the Odyssey so far. Zendaya, just because
boy.
you have to. Lupita Nyong'o, who was the black girl from the Jordan Peele movies
Oh, okay.
and Black Panther. Charlize Theron.
Oh.
Tom Holland.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, okay.
Robert Pattinson. Matt Damon. And this one's for you. You're going to love this. Our boy John Bernthal.
Oh my god. Oh yes. He's gonna be a bad guy for sure.
Let me ask you something, Poseidon.
I can't imagine him there.
Let me ask you something.
Holy shit. That
Yeah,
cast is
this-
crazy.
This movie's topping up to be
I
incredible.
think that's a crazier cast than Oppenheimer, and I thought that was crazy.
It is for only 8 people announced so far in the cast. That's an incredible round out.
Damn. They have to be. They just love Nolan.
Yeah.
He must give great head. Because there's no way he can afford him. Like, no.
No, he gets some big budget production studios to back him.
Plus, I just hear like a lot of actors just like him, and they just do him a favor every time.
He's
He
a
just-
cool guy. You
yeah.
know, a lot of directors, even the ones who have like horror stories about them, like Tarantino, they have a lot more like, yeah, this guy's actually just like a sick, cool dude behind them. So when a production company wants something to get greenlit, they'll usually get like a big name for that, and it will pretty much go off without a hitch. Because like, when's the last time you heard about a Christopher Nolan production going haywire and he had to leave from the directorship?
No,
That's never what
really.
happens. It's usually some like B or C list guy who's like
Causing a problem.
who causes the problem, or who reads the script to something and is like, I can't save this. It's the reason why Blade is never going to come out. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something, Aleksey. The Blade movie that was supposed to be part of the MCU.
Yeah, they're going through like rewrites right now, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, buddy. That's because that's the only issue. Can you tell me who of the 6 people was set to direct? Just give me one. Who is one person set to direct the Blade movie?
I have no idea.
Exactly. So anyway, off of Nolan, The Odyssey, I would encourage you to read The Odyssey. Maybe
I can read it now. I'm on medications.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
Do that. I'd also encourage you to read Dune at the same time. And I'd also encourage you to read an abridged or modernized version of Macbeth. Because
I only read
Macbeth,
that in school. Yeah.
Macbeth is historically the basis of every Western hero's downfall story. Anakin Skywalker, Paul Atreides, a famous third one.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yep. They're all Macbeth, and it's. But when you go into it knowing that, the story itself is incredible.
I remember reading it in school, and then after we finished reading it, we watched the Leo movie.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. That is Romeo and Juliet.
Oh no, Macbeth. Oh no, Macbeth.
Macbeth was Sir Patrick Stewart.
No, Macbeth. I don't think we watched a movie of it. We watched like a stage play after. Our teacher was actually kind of cool. I forgot.
There was a 2007 movie adaptation of Macbeth starring Patrick Stewart.
No, yeah, I was thinking
Professor X was
Romeo and
Macbeth.
Juliet.
The Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet is fucking awesome.
It kind of fucks. I gotta see it again.
Dude, get me my longsword, ho, and he reaches for a shotgun labeled longsword in the limousine. Are you fucking kidding me?
We need more movies like that.
We do.
What if that's the Odyssey?
We need a lot more
What if
movies,
that's the Odyssey?
like with the exact script from like ancient Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Shakespearean translated script.
John Bernthal suddenly makes sense.
He was meant to live. He was meant to live in 2800 BC.
His nickname on the streets is Cyclops.
They're gonna cast him in the X-Men reboot.
I'm
50-year-old John Bernthal in the X-Men reboot as Cyclops. That would be incredible. In the MCU, where he's already the Punisher.
Yeah, and he's like officially in the MCU now because they're doing the
Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah,
But
Trailer looked
no. Punisher had 3 seasons and it ended. It didn't have a cliffhanger. So I don't know what they're gonna do because the MCU is doing multiverse shit where they're bringing RDJ back as Doctor Doom. Fuck that, by the way.
It depends on how it is.
I don't care. Multiverse stuff, I'm out. If you're gonna recast a famous actor from your franchise as a different character, that is soap opera shit, bro.
What I think they're gonna do.
That is something I found lame on daytime television when I was 9. Like I watched that happen in fucking General Hospital on ABC in 2010, and I'm like, this is some gay shit. My dad watches General Hospital because he does he always has ever since I was a little child, but he watches it as it airs as daytime television now because he does a lot of work from home. And when I recognize some of the actors who have been there for a while, there was this one guy. Do you know what General Hospital is?
No, not really.
It's a long-running daytime television show. It's like 60 years old. And the way that those soap operas work is that they have a cast that basically is all C-list actors that kind of stays there for a long time, and they shoot hundreds of episodes for like 75% of the year, and then they can go off and do like their own other projects as C-list actors, and then they'll come back to get that consistent paycheck. Because most of those people are like outside of like the SAG-AFTRA Actors Union, so
Right.
they get like $75,000 to $90,000 a year to do this like daytime television show that has like a constant cable presence. Anyway, General Hospital, really long running. There in the mid 2000s, there was another one at the same programming block, but on a different channel. I think it was NBC, called One Life to Live. And One Life to Live was basically the same thing as General Hospital, but on taking place in a different part of the country. And that show got shut down. It got canceled. It didn't get renewed for another season. So what happened was NBC and ABC had the same production studio at the time. So their agents just took most of the cast from that show that didn't get bigger acting jobs, put them in General Hospital.
Oh shit. Okay, so more
Half
of
of them were doing their same characters from One Life to Live, and they wrote the show into being like some kind of crime boss took a lot of these people, and they had to go like chase him, and now the police stations merge and shit. Anyway, this one dude from the show, I think his current character is called Silas Clay. He's a doctor who works at aforementioned General Hospital. That's it. Shut the show off. He came onto the show playing a man who was a vampire,
Okay.
and he was a serial killer.
Like a real life vampire?
Yes. This is not a magical world.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay. That's wild.
But he was in the real life of this fictitious TV show.
They have vampires.
No. They don't have vampires.
They have
They have
happened
this
once.
guy.
It happened
they have just
once.
this guy. But the show was written in such a way where he was like doing it up, and he was like showing it off,
Yeah.
and he was actually killing people and like leaving bite marks in their neck. So you didn't know while he was on the run if he was an actual vampire or if he was a crazy person who
really turned out to be a real vampire.
was I don't know.
That's so funny.
I didn't watch. Dude, let me paint the picture. I'm in 3rd grade. I'm not watching daytime television. I'm watching fucking Power Rangers. I don't know if this guy was a vampire. My fucking dad is telling me about the show on the drive to soccer practice. This is my fill-in here. Anyway, eventually, I don't think he was a vampire, if I had to guess.
He's just a murderer with a mouth fixation.
Probably because I think he died in a
Damn
shootout.
it.
I don't know if he died in a shootout.
Or in the sun.
No, it wasn't the sun. It was at night. But I don't know if they stuck him in the heart and killed him, or if they shot him in the heart with like a silver bullet and killed him.
So
they
they'll
might
never
have
know.
they might have left it up in the air like that. This is,
That's so annoying.
it is annoying. The reason I'm saying all of this and giving all this context is to say that actor who played that mystery vampire man,
Yeah.
he was killed, and then like a week later was brought back as a different character who was supposedly his twin brother from One Life to Live. And then that character he played got killed after a couple seasons, and he got brought back to play a doctor named Silas Clay from out of town, and no one ever acknowledges that he has the same face as these 2 other guys who died in this town. So that is all to say that's C-list actors, soap opera, daytime television shit. I will not accept it in Marvel Studios Cinematic Universe, the $1 billion franchise.
Would you accept it in this scenario? It's not actual Doctor Doom.
No, because I'd rather just watch What If at that point.
It's like an alternate reality. Tony Stark goes evil, and he's just like Doctor Doom.
What's the fucking point of having him be named Doctor Doom and wear the Doctor Doom costume then?
Yeah, I guess.
Because then he's just Tony Stark cosplaying.
I think that's the route they're going to go. It's alternate reality, actual Tony Stark.
That is
His name's
actually stupider and gayer.
He's
going to
be actual Tony. And then it's going to end with a teaser for the new Fantastic Four. And be like, hey, but there's a real Doom out there.
No,
that's I'm telling you, that's how it's going to end.
Doctor Doom is my second favorite Marvel character.
Oh, wait, Fantastic Four is going to be before. So we're already going to meet a Doctor Doom, probably. Or
no, I don't think so. Because then Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. would have been credited in the cast already.
No, so
Fantastic
that
Four.
means it's actually going to be a different actor for Doctor Doom. There's going to be a real Doctor Doom. And
is Doom set to be the villain for the Fantastic Four movie?
No, I'm sure they're going to set him up, be like, oh, that's the guy, Doom.
Well, then I think
Funny last name, eh? Lol.
Whatever. I think it's gay. I'm out. I'm just out. Because I've watched 2 Fantastic Four franchises burn to the ground.
I love the first one.
And murder adaptations of my second favorite Marvel character. And I don't know. I'm an adult now. Like, I still have like nerdy interest in shit, but like keeping up with the soy pog fucking a mainline American nerd shit is not my forte anymore. I don't like Marvel. I don't like Star Wars. I don't like, like AAA video games anymore. That's just not my thing. So I don't have any faith that this is going to be good.
Oh, no. No, I don't. I think what they're going to do is probably end it and then reboot it.
You think they have the public consciousness and will to reboot so soon?
There's just I heard rumors.
What phase are we in? Sorry, I just broke my one rule. Sorry.
I've been kind of good.
You have been good.
Hey,
all right.
Meds are working. There's been some rumors that this is going to be like the finale of this universe. It's just going to end, and they're going to reboot. Because right now, they don't really have any of the main line actors even around. Captain America's gone. RDJ's gone. Like, those were the top 2, really. For the Christopher Hemsworth. I mean, but he's not even. I don't think he's even interested in doing it anymore. So they're just gonna reboot it with an all new cast. We're gonna get an all new Iron Man. He's gonna be Indian.
Oh, don't even say that, man.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna get a Chinese Captain America. It's gonna be fucking gnarly.
We're gonna get Captain China.
Yeah, dude. Captain Chinese American.
It'd be so funny if we get Captain China and he's the actor playing him is like Cambodian. Or like from Thailand or something.
It's last time I was excited was Endgame. That's it. Endgame was pretty fun.
I think I might like do like a 6-beer pregame and go watch the Captain America fucking Harrison Ford Red Hulk one.
That's a movie,
Brave
right?
New World or New World Order or whatever the fuck it's called.
I'm not even joking. I thought it was a Disney Plus series.
That's the Captain America and the Falcon.
No, I watched that. Yeah, I watched
or the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Was it?
Yeah, I thought this new one was going to be a series too.
You watched the Falcon and Winter
Yeah.
Soldier? What'd you think of it? Because that's one of the few Disney Plus originals I did watch.
Oh, did you watch WandaVision?
No, fuck no.
It's actually pretty good.
I don't care. I don't care.
It was fine. The whole terrorist plot I don't like any of the characters there, but Bucky and New Captain America, they were fun. I enjoyed that. Oh,
everybody hated on New Captain America.
I loved
way
him.
too hard. I thought he was fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
I thought he was awesome.
I was like, dude, yeah, no shit. This is a big mantle to fill, and you're only human. You're not super serumed up. And when he got that, the Captain America that kills.
Ooh.
When he killed the guy with the
that
shield.
shot of him picking the shield up and doing like the Captain America stand up, and it's covered in blood. Oh.
I was enjoying the show, and then when that happened, ooh. Because you didn't know if he took it. I'm like, yeah, obviously he took it. And then when he busts out the window, falls 5 stories down, lands on a car, I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna kill this guy. He's gonna kill him.
He's gonna fucking
I'm like,
murder this dude.
Oh no, it's Disney Plus though. It's Disney Plus. No.
No, he fucking murders that guy.
In like a tourist area. What the fuck? With the American. Oh, in a foreign country. Beautiful.
Hey man, I think that might have been political rhetoric. Let's calm down on that a little bit.
Oh, beautiful. It was kind of political. And he's coming back for the movie. I'm excited to see him in that.
Who is the guy who played New America?
Yeah.
Yes,
he's U.S. agent. That's his
U.S.
name.
agent.
Yeah.
Yes,
all
yes.
black now. He's like all
That's
dark, evil.
They're
Not
trying
evil.
to steal the spotlight from The Boys Black Noir, I
I
think.
kind of like him. He could do Captain America well.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of like hype what do you think? What are some like hype ass moments? What are your like top 3 hype ass moments that kind of like defy expectations in
Marvel or movies?
movies and TV in general?
Ooh.
What are some of your favorites that just come to mind when you say that?
We watched Forgotten together, right?
Yes.
That scene where he runs into the police station and he looks at the calendar and it says
spins around,
2017.
and it spins around and he's old.
He runs to the mirror, spins around, and he's old. And there's people with fucking iPads and shit. He thought it was in the 1970s or something. Crazy. That was one of the most insane moments I've ever. I thought it was gonna be a ghost movie, and then it turned out to be fucking pseudoscience movie.
I have my first one that comes to mind is an oldie but a goodie. Kind of lame if you don't like this movie, but in The Princess Bride at the end, after Wesley comes back from the dead, but he's like all fucked up and paralyzed, and he starts talking to Humperdinck about how he's gonna cut off his nose and his tongue and his hands and his feet, but leave his ears, and then Humperdinck goes, "You fucking faggot! You can't even move. You're not gonna do that shit to me." But then he like slowly stands up with the sword, and he like kind of dramatically walks towards him and slowly gains his strength back and holds the sword up. Oh, when I was 6,
I actually remember that.
when I was 6, I was like, "Oh my god!"
That was sick.
I love that so much. That really like shaped me as a person.
Oh, that was my first time actually watching it through. When I watched it with you.
All the way through?
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah. Mm.
Or maybe I've seen the whole thing, but I was too young. But that was a sick scene. I was like, "There's no way."
That's
You're talking all this shit.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
all-
yeah, like we watched Andre the Giant have to like pick you up and place you
Yeah.
on like statues and door frames and stuff, and then you crawled your ass into a bed so you could like look kind of intimidating and hot at the same time. It's like, oh, do I want to be him? Do I want to be with him? It's like healthy stuff, really. And then all of a sudden you just like, wait a minute, I just realized you've incredible. It's incredible.
And another moment. Avengers Endgame. I have to do the thing. Captain America with a hammer.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go for like the girl time moment. Never mind.
The girl. Oh my god. Yeah, I shoulda. That would have been way funnier. They went poster shot. They did a poster stance.
Yep.
That it felt like being at a sports event. How loud the theater got.
Mm.
It was insane. It was awesome. I don't think we'll probably see that in a long time, like that theater experience again. Of people losing it. That was sick.
There hasn't been an Avengers since Endgame, correct? They didn't make the Kang
No.
Dynasty or whatever?
Nope.
Okay. Let's debate this, because I think I have a hot take. I want you to stack rank the 4 Avengers movies.
Stack rank. There's 4 of them.
What?
Okay.
Yes, there's Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. What is your order of how good each of them are?
Infinity War #1.
Okay.
Avengers 1. Second.
Okay.
My third is gonna be Endgame, and then Age of Ultron.
Oh, you poor bastard. Number 1, Age of Ultron.
Really? Oh,
Age of Ultron is the best Avengers movie,
I
and
haven't
it
seen
should
in a while.
should have been last, and I'll tell you why after I do the other 3. Number 2, Infinity War. Infinity War culminates everything really well. It has a really awesome how do I describe this? Like Empire Strikes Back style of framing, where the cast comes together after being separated a little bit. They overcome some odds, they go through some adversity, but then they still lose,
I love the loss.
and it sets
Yeah.
up something incredible. Number 3, Avengers 1. Number 4, Endgame. Endgame sucks.
I don't think it sucks that much.
Endgame sucks dick. I'll tell you why. Endgame sucks dick because it builds to something that is kind of insurmountable, and it's going to be looked back upon not very fondly once CGI gets like 2 generations better from this current moment, I think.
Yeah.
Because Endgame is a CGI slop fest in a way that is really unique to the late 2010s. If you pay attention to like Twitter or TikTok or Instagram lexicon and discussion about CGI, and veer away from like YouTube people talking about it, like if you want like social media posts and forum posts of people talking to each other and not
Just like
individual content
semi-normal
creator.
conversation about
yeah,
it.
and not content creators, because you're not going to get this from VFX Artist Reacts. The current consensus on mid 2010s and early 2020s CGI and video game graphics is that they stagnated, but they actually got a little bit worse from the last podcast episode in shitification in a kind of way,
Right.
because they became super over reliant on it without getting better. So if you think about the final fight in Endgame, it's on a huge digitally made CGI backdrop. Almost all the characters are fully rendered. Almost none of them are filmed. There's nothing to... it's not quite Uncanny Valley. It is a little bit good in that sense. But there's nothing to like really hinge and fix your eyes upon. It's kind of just like a digital pixel slop. That's on the visual perspective.
Yeah, it's kind of glaze over the scene.
On the plot perspective, the time travel bullshit and the kind of lead up. Let's start with the lead up anticipation, because Thanos was set up from Avengers 1. Remember Thanos at the end of Avengers 1 when he was pink?
Oh yeah,
Remember Final Do It Myself?
Yeah.
And he had a different facial model.
Oh, completely different.
At the end of Avengers 1, he was fucking pink. Go and check that scene out on YouTube if you don't believe me.
No, yeah, he was pink.
So Thanos gets built up longest all time. In Infinity War, this leads up to Doctor Strange doing the like looking through 14,065 or 14,605 whatever realities. And
I hate that he said one.
And seeing only
Yeah.
one where we win or whatever. That's bad writing, but that's
I wish
one,
he said
that-
like 5.
That's one line from one movie, so I'll let that
Yeah.
go. But what this culminates in is like a really lame kind of prophecy where no matter what happens, you already know the outcome because Marvel is this huge, gigantic 20-movie franchise that is known for taking all the blocks that it stacks things upon and then using them as the basis for everything going forward. So if you pay attention to the movies that you watch, which like it's not explicitly for children, like they expect people to like catch this stuff and talk about it. You get to this moment at the end where it's like, oh yeah, Tony Stark obviously gets the fucking stones, and then obviously he dies, and then it's like we need a dramatic gravestone capstone to send us off this way. So no matter what, the fact that Thanos comes back from the past doesn't matter. They're obviously going to kill him. Doesn't matter what happens in the big fight. Obviously, they're gonna bring everybody back because they have the Infinity Stones in the third. Actually, like they're gonna have everybody together for the fucking famous Avengers shot that they do, and Steve's gonna say "Avengers Assemble," and they're gonna shove in a whole bunch of references. It's just like too fan servicey, which was cool at the exact moment that the movie came out.
It's not a rewatchable movie. Have you tried rewatching it?
It sucks. And this is why I'm making this argument.
I think
I think a movie is more than anything a story. And the medium of film is just a filter with which you can intake a story. It is a cultural moment, not a film.
It's an event.
It's an event. So it sucks. Let me tell you why I think Avengers Age of Ultron is the best Avengers movie. Avengers Age of Ultron happens directly after...
Wait. Sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah, what's up?
I haven't... Actually, Age of Ultron is the one I have seen the least, and it's been the longest since I've seen it.
Let me throw it on the list. We'll watch it.
So we should rewatch it.
You got Disney Plus?
If I didn't cancel it, because I haven't really watched much on it lately. I could buy it again.
Going on the list of movies that we haven't fucking checked off in months, if not years.
I remember having some of the best Avengers moments.
All right. So Avengers Age of Ultron features two things that I think make the Marvel Universe wholly unique and incredibly entertaining. It features one, the best villain in comic books, Ultron, and two, it features the best moment in Marvel's universe, in my opinion, the disaster that leads directly to Civil War. So we're not counting Captain America Civil War because obviously it's called Captain America and it is a movie about him and a movie about Bucky.
That was a great movie.
I agree, but it's just not part of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, side comment.
So the plot elements are there, and I think they're executed incredibly well because there's no need for setup for the cast. The Avengers are already together. They don't need a reason to come together, and they don't need to fight each other and have these like character development and team bonding moments because we got that in the previous movie. So we just get to see this team come together against this incredible force, which is the result directly of Tony Stark and Bruce Banner and what they've done together and their efforts to try to make the world better, which is two individual character stories on its own, which can be dissected because they're both really good. And they come together in this character who is so nuanced and has such a unique perspective. Ultron is... A lot of people say Ultron was correct, and I will say to them that they're psychopaths on the internet because they say it in earnestness. But I will say it right now, ironically, Ultron was correct in only the way that if you can empathize with his perspective, he is this omniscient AI created by the two objectively smartest people on the earth at the time, with access to the objective, historical, correct fact version of all of history. So he's essentially a god. He's like AM from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, except he has a mouth and he's decided not to scream. He's decided to drop a meteor on the planet. So if you were in that position, which is, unknowable because it's such a huge amount of information, I don't think it's unreasonable to come out with the perspective that he had. And I also don't think it's unreasonable to be angry that the Avengers are now going to, come fight you.
Do you remember what his goal was? What was his program goal?
His program goal was to take over the world through human strife by, dropping the Sokovia rock.
No, his initiation point. What did start? I don't remember.
What are you asking me?
Because he was trying to create kind of an AI to watch over the world, to protect, to help aid in protecting everything.
No, that's what Stark and Banner were doing. Ultron was an AI program that was made to partner with Jarvis. If you remember in the beginning, Jarvis was a blue cloud of fucking code, and Ultron was an orange cloud of code. And then Ultron was given unregulated access to the annals of the internet and all digital information. Okay. And so he took in all of history and saw an outcome. He was meant to be a protector of the planet as an autonomous function, so that the Avengers could have a detailed, mapped out list of things that were going on to be
I just
deployed
remember
to.
it wrong, I think. Yeah. I thought they put in the goal and then he broke loose by absorbing Jarvis somehow, and then he started learning about humanity, and within his parameters, he found it logical to do this.
He kind of snuffed Jarvis in the exact moment that they were interacting, but it was like a digital choke out. It wasn't like you killed the code.
Iron Man was never the same after Jarvis died. Now it was Friday after that. It was some Australian lady.
I thought it was Vanessa. I thought it was
Vanessa, or maybe I'm switching them up. Friday or Vanessa was the protocol for the Hulkbuster.
Yes. The Friday protocol. Vanessa was the lady.
Jarvis, I love Jarvis's voice.
Well, Jarvis
because he became a guy.
Vision.
He became a whole guy.
He became a different guy.
I don't think I like him being a guy. Be a little.
Anyway,
be my little phone man.
So that's the outline of the plot, and that's the outline of why this is. It was done really well. But what's inside of the movie? Well, you have these really nuanced villains, or these sub-villains in Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and they are the real antagonists, because Ultron is both a person but also a force of nature because of how big he is. If you think about Thanos is, without the Infinity Gauntlet, he's a philosopher and a military leader and a big, huge, powerful guy.
He's still more powerful than Hulk. He's insane.
Yeah, but he's without the gauntlet, he's just a guy who's awesome.
Yeah.
Or physically and mentally awesome.
That's kind of cool.
If you look at Ultron is not. You can't remove anything from Ultron. He just is this incredible program, which happens to have a body which interacts with people.
He has a force of nature with a voice. Yeah.
Exactly. He's a force of nature with a
and
voice.
He has almost enough information to almost have deterministic outcomes on things.
He does. The only problem is that he has to do it in the physical plane of time, in the 3D world, which has a flat, linear flow of time, instead of just being able to do things in a simulation manner where he can just go to an outcome. That's his only fault, really.
Yeah, because I remember him handpicking the people that would be by his side. He had enough information to figure out that they could be manipulated.
Yes.
Based on the internet or whatever, but the internet isn't as in depth, so he couldn't really get a full grasp on people. Which is, I wish they they didn't, from what I remember, maybe the rewatch will make me look like a dumb pea-brain. I wish they delved into his thought process more. His realization that humanity is bad.
They did. It's the scene. It's
like
the
a
scene with Black
10-second
Widow.
scene.
Remember when at the end of the first fight, Black Widow gets captured. She wakes up in that Russian, mountain prison, and then she's in a factory with the Infinity Stone, and Ultron walks up to her, and he starts doing his philosophy, and she gets really scared, and she like backs herself into a prison cell, and then he's doing this whole minute and a half long tirade about human history, and he says, the meteor that killed the dinosaurs was God throwing a baseball, and right now he's rearing up that hand to throw again. I'm trying to prevent that because this planet is beautiful and I know what's coming. He knew about Thanos ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
He knew about everything because he had access to S.H.I.E.L.D. And S.H.I.E.L.D. at that time, it was certain Disney Plus shows, I don't remember which ones, said that like the Skrull were already inside of both S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, so like there was already alien involvement and shit. So he had access to that. He knew that already. And then at the end of it, he talks about like making the world beautiful, making the world powerful, and what his end goals is. And then the new robot version of himself puts his hands through his own chest and rips him in half.
Do you think he could have beat Thanos? Because he would have fought him. He'd been on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
he would have.
Did you watch What If?
Yeah, I did.
I think that
he kills him.
I think that's exactly what would happen. And I think that's the reason. I think that's the compelling reason why Ultron as a character, as a force of nature, and as a concept are just the best. I don't think the movie was poorly executed at all. I think it was just put in a bad place in time.
Yeah, maybe it was just where it was sitting. People expected a different movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason people don't like it more than it should be worth is that Thanos was built up a movie prior. Loki was built up a movie prior. We skip to the next Avengers named titled movie, and there's this fucking new guy, which is for comic fans like me or like people who knew about this shit ahead of time, which is why I think it's awesome. But then you get this kind of like one-off story, and the scale and scope of it is, if you look at it in the perspective of Marvel now in this moment, fuck it, at just 2019 during Endgame, it's so small.
Okay, yeah.
Like the Sokovia fight.
This is gonna be a fun watch.
Like they
yeah, we definitely have to rewatch it,
dude. Fucking Ultron, the scope of Ultron. This is the bad part of this movie. In hindsight, the scope of Ultron is basically the real life equivalent of Kiev. He takes Kiev and picks it up, and his plan is to fucking drop it. And it's like, that is a fine plan, I guess, if he's like a villain of the week episodic guy, and you're gonna do a long form. If he was Thanos, and this is their first big let's foil his plans thing, that ends up with the Infinity Stones, or it ends up in a long form sequence that goes through Civil War and all that, cool, fine. This is his one shining moment, and he's the best character in your fucking universe. But still, like, they needed to get to Thanos so that they could have that cultural moment.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much I liked the picking up the city and dropping it.
I don't really care.
Yeah, it had some.
Which one?
I don't even remember what the scene was. Oh, he's
Yeah, you really don't remember this movie at all.
No, it's so vague to me. I remember Avengers 1 better, where he's just sitting there. He's like, dude, we're in a floating city with robots flying around. I'm sitting here with a bow and arrow right now.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty funny.
We're in a floating city. There's robots flying everywhere. We're all going to die. I've got a bow and arrow. He was talking to Scarlet Witch, right?
No, I think he saved somebody.
Or Quicksilver?
Maybe. I thought he saved somebody.
He was with somebody who
No, Scarlet Witch, yeah, because she wants
fighting.
to hunker down.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going out there, and I have a fucking bow and arrow.
We have to.
And I'm like, holy shit, he might be an Avenger or something.
It's so funny. At the end of the fight, he's out of arrows, and he's literally like whacking these he's whacking the robots with the bow, and it works. And it works. That's the worst part, is that it works.
They're like, fuck, dude, make this. He's just a guy. You try to hit a robot.
I think I think that also could have led to something really, because like, do you know anything about like the Marvel Comics universe, like the mainline one? Because I only care about the mainline one. Do you know about Ronin?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know his whole story?
No, I don't.
Okay, so Ronin was what they did in the MCU with Hawkeye after what the fuck is it called when Thanos snapped everybody? The blip?
They call it.
Okay.
No, the
blip, right?
I thought the blip was when everyone came back.
The snap. Okay.
The snap,
okay.
yeah.
So what he did after the snap is he took his grief out and he became like a bounty hunter because Hydra infiltrated Shield. He lost his family and his job basically because they had to like restructure because Nick Fury was gone. So in the movies, they kind of just glance at him being like a sad assassin in Japan as this Ronin guy.
Yeah, he's just emo for a bit.
But in the comics, Ronin is fucking incredible because in certain instances, and I think in the mainline universe, there's like a Hawkeye is like, he's not a mutant, but he does have superpowers. Like his brain is altered chemically in a way that makes his depth perception and his timing perfect, which is why he never misses shots. He's the exact same as Bullseye.
I was about to, yeah.
He has the same neurological conditioning as Bullseye.
I was just thinking, I'm like, give him a gun then. But
Well,
we already have a gun
mess with
guy.
guns,
We already
yeah.
have a guy.
Yes. So Bullseye and Hawkeye, same shit. It's like a superhuman thing, but not like a superpower like shooting fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So he takes that after the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Captain America says Hail Hydra and all that, and he goes to Japan and he becomes this, like secret assassin dude, and he's fucking awesome. He's got the coolest story, dude. He's like taking out the Yakuza from the inside because they have one of his kids. But the reason that they have one of his kids is because a Japanese dude working for S.H.I.E.L.D. like sold out and was getting tortured, and then he like started spilling secrets that like didn't have anything to do with anybody. So they just like, the Yakuza went to America during the Hydra infiltration, started kidnapping all these people that this fucking dude listed during the torture, and that just happened to be one of Hawkeye's kids. So he's like, fuck it, I just lost my job. I'm going to go kill the Yakuza.
Yeah.
And he does. It's a one-man show with almost no supporting characters.
That would have been kind of sick.
He fucking kills Silver Samurai at one point. Have you seen The Wolverine?
Yeah.
The one that takes place in Japan?
Yeah,
that's
love
a
that one.
Ronin story.
Oh no shit, really?
So if you take Hugh Jackman's Wolverine out of it,
Yeah.
that exact comic story is a Hawkeye Ronin story, and it's done way better.
I remember
the
loving that
comics.
movie actually.
Yeah, it's insane.
They should have done like at least a series for a Ronin arc. That'd been sick. Now it's far too late.
Mischief Kasur. Mischief Castle!
Have you ever done something recently that you found to be cringe? Like, now that you're on drugs, do you look back at your recent life? Because I find that in the last every like 6 months, I kind of just look back at myself and be like, damn, why'd I do that? I suck. And I find that to be like a sign of growth. But at the same time, some of them stick with me and I write them down. So I tried
For sure, yeah.
around like September or October, like right after my ex broke up with me, I was like trying a lot of new like fashion stuff. You can see now that I'm like an accessories guy.
Oh yeah.
I've got like a scarf
Got
and
your
rings and a
G-Shock.
watch and a G-Shock.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to take up cigarettes as like a fashion trend,
No.
but I didn't want to smoke nicotine and tar. So I tried to look into like getting like herbal cigarettes,
Yeah.
pussy style. And I never went through with it, but I was thinking about it.
No, it's super
for
gay. Don't do
2
it.
straight months.
You're
and I
already
was like, damn,
fashionable, all right?
why-
If you do that, then you're super gay.
I was like, why did I fucking want? That's cringe. Why did I want to do that? Pussy style.
Yeah. You already look good, and it's like, all right, And then if you whip out a herbal cigarette, they're like, okay, I get it.
Oh, he's being like the most performative faggot in the whole world.
He's a fag.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you go from straight, good-looking dude to, I get why.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, I guess he just wants to look good.
Oh, yeah. What a stupid thing to want.
Fucking
For to have
weirdo.
people who see him think that he dresses well.
Why don't you just throw some things together like I do?
Yeah.
You just wear a little
'Cause
sweater.
You've never cared. You've never once cared for
No,
what
I don't
someone
notice
thought about
people either. I don't notice that they
you.
wear stuff.
For sure.
Fuck.
I saw a low-speed, high-tension highway chase on 146 in Mechanicville.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Now, to paint a picture for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what this place is that I'm talking about, Mechanicville is like a really small town on the Hudson River that's like tangentially connected to a couple big cities, but like not directly. Like none of the neighborhoods will lead there. You have to take these main roads to get out. So it has this like small town hick culture when you get there, and like it's super duper noticeable in like the architecture and the way people drive and stuff. Anyway, I'm coming from a city center going towards Mechanicville, and I get off of 146, which is the main road that runs through there, and I see like a 99 Civic or like some kind of old Chrysler or something going, I want to say 35 miles an hour. We're in a 55, by the way. This is like where a main state route meets like a main way town road.
Yeah.
I see this gold old ass Civic or Chrysler going 35 in a 55, and there are 5 cops behind him flashing and roaring their sirens really loud. And I'm coming up onto, okay, so it's like a merger. I'm coming up on a merger past a light, and I see at the next light, probably like 500 yards away, a police like SUV coming to like barricade the road and stop him from going forward. So I just hit the brakes and I pull into not even a median, just like a hard yellow separator.
You should have hit him with a pit maneuver.
No, I'm not pitting the fucking...
They might have
I'm
covered
not-
the expenses
Yeah,
for you
they-
being a hero.
They might have, yeah, but no, you don't want to be a fucking hero.
No.
It was
Should have shot him.
It was a really, really absurd moment that I wish I could paint as accurately in
Dude,
real
get a
life as I
dash
could with
cam.
words.
I feel like you've seen a lot of crazy shit. You've seen more wild shit on the road than I have.
Oh, I've seen some insane
Yeah,
stuff.
get a dash cam. Get
Did
like
you-
a front and back.
Speaking of dash cam, did you see the fucking lady in New York City who was a victim of that insurance scam that they tried to run?
Where the guy backs up
The
in
guy
there.
backs up into her, yeah, and then the fucking
Oh,
car from
holy
behind
shit.
her comes around and picks up the guy who was driving, and then all the other passengers get out and take pictures, but then they're like, oh, fuck, she's got a dash cam.
I'm shocked.
Wild.
All new cars need dash cams
Yes.
built in. This has cameras.
That
They
is-
don't record.
That is more...
Before you start designing,
Put cameras on the mirrors. They put a backup cam. They put a front cam.
Yeah.
And like bird's eye view on the shit if you're going low speed. Just put a fucking dash cam and make the battery a little bit bigger. So
make a
that
little micro
you can run
USB fucking micro SD card slot, so you could store all the files.
Really, who is old enough to drive and doesn't know how to work one of those things?
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm getting one.
Good point.
I gotta get a dash cam.
We should invent a car with a dash cam.
We should invent a car.
We
Also, the Vyvanse thing, the thing I look back on, I'm like, fucking weird, is when I'm alone at home without medication, I would pace and think. That's the only way I could do it. I couldn't think sitting still. I needed to fully have full stimulus constantly. I needed to do shit. That's the only way I could think. If I'm sitting still, I want to crawl out of my own skin. Like my brain was not happy with it. Now I could just think and plan something.
have you ever gotten an MRI?
No.
I think you should look into doing that.
That'd be
I
interesting.
think you should get a brain scan.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, it's 100%.
There's holes in there.
It's 100% tumor. I don't know what to tell you. It's a kidney.
Remember when in Halloween in Oswego the first time,
Yeah.
I
My favorite time.
I lost my wallet because I was wearing that fucking White Claw can
Yeah,
costume.
you found it in the
and
shadows.
I found it in the
Yeah.
shadows. I went back to Oswego, 3rd year running.
Holy shit.
Great tradition. Really love it.
You gotta start paying tuition soon.
I'm paying tuition for a school that's here, not
Yeah.
there. So I get to this nightclub. I don't think we went there. We might have. I've never been more drunk than the times we were out on the town together, so I couldn't tell you. But it's like it's one of the 2 nightclubs in Oswego that has like a cover, and it's a $3 cover. And I don't have $3 cash
At that point,
in my
why
wallet.
is there a cover?
I think it's just like
$3?
I think it's just like a liability thing because
Just like $5 at that point. Just do 5.
I have no fucking idea.
$3 is the same as $5.
I think it's because the bar strip is so like all the bars are so close to each other. You're supposed to be drunk going in and out of these places.
Yeah.
So 1, you're covering your own liability by paying to get in there, and 2, if you are giving change, it's an incentive to tip the security guards, like the people working the door.
Yeah.
And if you're drunk enough, they won't give you the change back, and they'll just keep it.
Yeah.
So they can make more money doing that. Anyway, I go into this nightclub. It's called the Raven, and
I've been there. Yeah.
I'm okay. Cool. So I'm in line. You know how the door at the Raven is like a little vestibule, and there's not like a second set of doors, but like if they wanted to install some, they could fit there.
Vaguely, I was very drunk.
All right. Anyway, you come into this brick building from the street,
Mhm.
and it's like a double door, and it leads to like a small wooden hallway area, and then
Right.
that opens up into a real bar with like like a nightclub floor and like flashing lights and all that. That's what a vestibule is. Is that like the like little waiting area between like 2 sets of doors?
Yep.
So I'm in line with all of our wonderful, beautiful friends who I love so much, and I'm in the back of the line because I was holding the door open for everybody while we're getting in there. So everybody's taking their wallets out and paying the cover. I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have $3 in singles. I look down on the floor, and what do I see but literally a triangle of singles. And nobody sees me pick them up, but I assemble $3 together and hand it to the guy, and he's like, yup, this is $3. Here's a stamp, you're good.
That's like the moment we had at the fair where we're like, fuck, this line's too long. We got to meet someone at the front. And then instantly.
And then we met someone at the front.
That's like one of them situations.
It was one of those God cheat codes.
It's one of them like, fuck, dude, I'm not going to get achievements for this run. Fuck.
I thought that was pretty
No, that's
fun.
pretty sick. That's clutch.
Yeah.
I had someone say, I got you covered, I'll cover you, and then they walk in and disappear.
Oh, old Bobo.
Fucking, yeah, our boy.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bobo. He got fucking done dirty by the hoe.
Fucking
Oh,
block out
speaking of the hoe, this is the last segment. We'll go back and forth on this until
the finale.
you call it cuts.
Perfect.
This is a segment that I've been waiting to do for a long time. I've been trying to figure out a way to bring it up. This is called Fucked Up Shit Women Have Done to Me.
Yeah.
Now, the way this is going to work is you and I are going to go back and forth telling individual stories of fucked up shit women have done to us. Now, the way that we're going to preface this is that we need to say a woman every time so that we don't give any indication who this individual is to us, because this is a recording, so we don't want to. And I also don't want you to give me any hint, because I know you might, like, you're probably going to do 3 of one person and then 1 or 2 maybe of another person. And I don't want you to give me any indication of who the person in the story is.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go first, and I'll make it quick. Fucked up shit women have done to me, number 1. I was seeing this girl for a short while. And I thought me and her had a really, really nice connection. We were seeing each other practically every day because we shared work spaces. Like, not meaning that we worked with each other, but like we were in the same industry and we went to each other's places of work pretty frequently. And then we were starting to go out in public together. And then we were like talking about what relationships are and like what we're feeling and what we want to do. And I thought it was going in a good direction. And we went out in public a couple times, and I thought they were dates. And then, like, on the second or third one, I got, like, a stomach bug while we were eating at dinner.
Oh.
And I tried not to like make a scene out of it, but like I noticed her energy kind of changed when I was like noticeably not enjoying the food we were eating. At the end of this exchange, we to go back a little bit, we were not like exclusive or anything. So I had noticed on her phone before that she had dating apps on her phone still, but I kind of wrote it off because like I was considering still having dating apps on my phone because we weren't like exclusive. So at the end of this like date where the mood kind of changed a little bit, we were going our separate ways. I walked her back to her car, and then she like kind of leaned on her car in a way that is like a social invitation to like kind of try to like be cutesy or like make a move.
Oh.
But then as I was kind of doing that, she was still talking from like our previous conversation, and she transitioned into a conversation about how this guy she met on a dating app
Oh.
was really nice and how she was thinking about going out with him again.
Oh.
And in that moment, I honestly, I don't think I've ever been more angry. And I slowly pulled out of that like little social invitation moment, and I tried not to show any anger, and I sent her on her way. But that's like that was distinctly one of the most fucked up moments that has ever happened to me interpersonally.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and there's no real justification for my feelings because it was like, you know, we weren't a lock yet, or even
it's
even close. So
it was a date.
it was a date. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she got away with it.
She got away with it.
You didn't put up anything.
Nope.
You just said "oops" in your brain, and you're like, "Okay, fuck."
You know the worst part?
Yeah.
We're still friends, and
Oh, don't do that.
she does not. We don't have conversations about this stuff, but she doesn't talk about things. Like, she's conditioned herself to act in a way where none of this has ever happened. So,
Or maybe in her brain, she just has no significance on it. She doesn't care.
oh well,
Like, that didn't mean anything.
yeah. That's one thing that's happened to me.
This one girl that I was talking to
Okay.
got me scared.
Ooh.
Um,
Classic Facebook Messenger twit longer post.
yeah. I was talking to her, and then we had like a semi date. I don't like restaurant dates. I think it's lame. So I didn't do that. We just like went out just to like a park, walked around, went to the zoo. Fun stuff.
Why do you think restaurants are lame?
I don't like eating and talking to someone.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
It's like a movie date. It's like, all right, now we're not going to talk at all. It's like you do like a movie date when you're like in a relationship already.
All right, I understand. Go on.
It's just my pet peeve. But eventually the conversation got a little sexual. We're like, oh, past sexual experiences. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, hey, dude, I've had a few people I've been with already. Had some experience, whatever. And she's like, yeah, I had a bit too. And she comes across as like pretty normal, like pretty just regular girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not like mall girl, but like just, I don't know, normie. And then I'm like, oh shit, we're starting to flirt a bit. I think this is going down the path of we're going to hook up. This is going to be a thing. We're going to bang tonight. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, buddy, wake up, please. Buddy, please. I was mimicking tapping my penis. Mimicking. So we get to her place. I enter her room, and I didn't expect her bedroom. I thought it'd be a girl's bedroom, like a normal girl's bedroom.
Huh?
It turned out to be a sex dungeon.
Is where she slept for the night every night.
At her parents' house.
Parent house sex dungeon.
Yeah, parent house sex dungeon. I walked in. I'm like, yeah, no, I've been with people. I do all this. I've done some freaky shit. And she's like, oh, wow, me too. I'm into a little bit of freaky. I'm like, cool. Walk in. There's a sex swing. There's a pole. I see out in the open sex toys just on her desk.
So, small question. This was not like you walked into a room and it was like a like a Hello Kitty pink thing, and then
No.
like, she flipped a cartoon switch and it became a sex dungeon because you had a sex conversation. You walked in and it was already the bad ending way.
Her home personality is sex, apparently.
Did she have like an OnlyFans or something? Was this like her job?
No. Just horny.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Just hidden horny. I've never struggled. I was so scared. I'm like, dude, no. I felt like I've never skied before and I'm on a black diamond.
When the beautiful babe becomes a final boss, you can't. You're out.
I'm
You're out.
like, I can't do foreplay.
It's
I don't know what I can do.
Cinematic rug pull.
Yeah. I was so scared.
When you see pieces of metal and shaped nylon and stuff like that, it's like, oh, the rules don't apply here. This is a boss rush. This is not the normal gameplay loop, right?
There were
that
some
I'm used
sex
to.
things I was looking at that I didn't know the name of. I was not high enough level to read them.
Oh fuck!
I had no idea what they were.
Game's too hard, Miyazaki.
And
I can't do
meanwhile,
it.
I walk in and I act cool. I try to.
That is the way. This
I'm
is the way.
I'm like,
You man,
you got one of these. I'm jingling the chains. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm familiar with that thing. Dude, I could not get hard that night at all. It was so bad.
Now, I have one simple question.
Yeah.
What prevented you from getting hard? Was it the intimidation of a new level of sex, or was it the inquisitive question of what this room was? Did you need answers, or did you need escape?
It was a little of both. And I realized that I talked game about a level that I did not think I was actually talking about.
Well, you're just a man, my friend.
Yeah.
Everybody does that.
I talked it up, and then she's like, "Oh shit, you're a level 52? You're at the end game, right? I'm still looking at the tutorial apparently."
Well, hold on. That's not fair. She was level 52 on 6th Prestige. Like,
Yeah, she was level 52.
That's way different. She had custom skins on the guns that she went into fucking Blender and put the textures on herself. Like that's
She
different.
learned how to program to do this. She built her own skins. I'm sitting there terrified.
Like she could say to you sex swing and you would think, swing set like playground, but she's talking like Barnum and Bailey traveling circus level. And you're basically playing different games at that point.
She has the SDK.
Yeah, you need a Game Shark, bro. Like
I'm trying to I'm looking for excuses to get out of this now. But I already told her I have no plans.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, that was bad. I felt so little.
All right. The fucked up shit that girls have done to me, number 2. Oh, you have listened to one of them. All right, so I was dating this girl, and she was kind of weird, and my best friend at the time was also kind of weird, but I was kind of weird. It's a bad time. The whole thing was a bad time. Anyway, me and her had an argument, and I had stupidly, because it's the first time I had a long-form relationship, I had brought my best friend at the time into our literal text chat conversation.
Ooh.
And I had given him the context, and I said, I trust you with this, and I want your opinion on it, because I don't know how to talk about this with my girlfriend. He had a girlfriend at the time. What I should have done in the moment was just text him privately and delayed the conversation with my girlfriend. But anyway, now me, my girlfriend, and my best friend at the time had a group chat on Facebook Messenger. And this became really, really normal for us to talk through because we had some mutual friends. And I was okay with her being friends with him, and he didn't seem like he had a problem with it. Anyway, she continued to be weird throughout the entirety of our relationship, culminating on the point where she was at his house without my knowledge, which is not a problem out after, and they're laying on the couch together, and my friend at the time looks at me, and he's like an eyebrow raise. He knew what he was doing, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt for no reason because I didn't know better. So yank her off of him onto me, and that was kind of like a last straw. I was kind of done with a lot of shit. Not going to go into, but we had an awkward time that was not good enough to justify trying to save what was there. So I broke up with her not long after that. But on the same day that I broke up with her, she and him were sending me Snapchat posts and pictures of them together, as well as posting them together on their story, like what the kids would now refer to as a hard launch. This is
yeah.
This I can see the way that you're reacting to this. A lot of things about me are snapping together in your head now. So I, for a while, did not blame my friend at all because he was kind of a social outcast when we were growing up, and I was, a weirdo. Not as much of a weirdo as him, but I was a weirdo as well. So I tried to just forgive that and try to just show him cool shit as we grew up and then wanted to do individual stuff. Motherfucker, I stopped talking to him because he kept trying to rationalize being with my ex-girlfriend. Now, this...
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that, but one possible way it can be excused is if you, meaning me, the first person party, and the ex-girlfriend no longer contact each other in any way, and the only medium with which you have any relation whatsoever is this person in the middle who she is now dating and you are the best friend. That best friend person has a responsibility to keep you two separate if this is going to continue.
Yeah.
That is their friendly duty.
Still shitty, but
It's
understandable.
shitty, it's weird, and it's wrong.
It's super weird, yeah.
And I'm not advocating for it now, but to a young person like myself at the time who had never gone through this before,
Oh, yeah.
if this person is really important to you, that is, in my opinion, the only way it can work. He did not do this. He tried to continually goad me into being okay with their relationship.
Yeah. That's
Which
going to work.
I found out was partially because of her. She never got over me, and she was dating my best friend to actively harm me and was constantly talking about me behind my back and constantly ruining my reputation to our other mutual friends who would also constantly tell me, yo, this is kind of fucked up. You probably shouldn't be friends with that guy because he's dating your ex and he got with her the day you broke up. That sounds like, premeditated murder. But anyway, I stopped talking to the guy.
That sounds like insider trading right there.
It was insider trading. Nancy
Yeah.
Pelosi should have fucking gone to jail for that.
Jesus, man.
So I stopped talking to the guy. No longer my friend. Many, many years pass by. I start talking to this other chick I reconnect with after COVID, who we just happened to, have common circles with. Nothing, no big deal. That didn't work out. But the important detail of this story is she's bisexual. So she happened to run across my ex-girlfriend on Tinder. I'm being told this story by this girl I reconnected with. And she tells me that she matched with my ex-girlfriend on Tinder. They were both bisexual. They tried it out. Didn't work because my ex-girlfriend's fucking crazy. And I said, hey, when did that happen? And this girl I'm talking to is like February 2021 or whatever. And I say, oh, that's fucking crazy. My ex-girlfriend texted me out of nowhere after 3 years in February of 2021 saying, haha, guess who's gay now? It's me. She unblocked me to say that. And I said, haha, guess who doesn't care? It's me. And then she blocked me back.
You should have just said, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Little okay.
And I think that was fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
I gotta pee
Okay.
so badly.
Let's get going. All right. Thank you for joining us on podcast number 2.
Until next time.
Mischief Castle's rebirth.